And good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Sirius on Stream. I'm your host, Sirius Hauser, and joining me today is the one, the only, my number one, Nadja Bloom, right over here. How you doing today, Nadja? Good to have you around with us again.
Yeah, it's great to be around again.
Mm-hmm.
I had a, such a good time watching all of these episodes. It's been
It's
great.
it's so good, isn't it? It's like they just keep getting better with every single episode. I swear to God.
I
And I
know.
know it starts off so intense, but it's like, but it just keeps aging like wine every single episode. It's absolutely amazing.
It's so good. And I feel like it just keeps getting crazier and crazier, and I love it so much.
It's just that good. It really is.
And I see that Lily also starts off with a bang with a random people
Ex-
surviving.
exactly. Here we go. Let's see. Drink water, you thirsty friends. We got Lily Bean. Thank you for the Bean Boozled Bean. Let's get started right away with that. We're going right into it now. Let's do it. I got a cayenne bean to start with today. Mm. Let's bring the heat. Here we go. Mm. Good afternoon, Orion. Good afternoon, Finley. Good afternoon, Lily. How's everyone doing today? Hope today is treating you all right, and you're all being your best selves. And if you're not, that's okay too. No worries there whatsoever. We're all here to have a good time, talk about goofy stuff here. And on top of all that, I remembered the proper episode for the title today. Yay!
Good job.
If you bet that I would have this episode titled correctly, please collect your winnings at the front desk. Congratulations!
Today's treating me better than last night.
Oh yeah.
I saw that clip. Serious show for you losing your mind.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm so sorry for that game. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's true though, because honestly, I swear to God, Nadja, Mega Man X6 can be legally classified as a level 4 biohazard. Because that game is
I
just
believe you because like it seems horrendous in any kind of way.
the game is quite literally a massive Kaizo trap is what it is. Because you're just going from hazard to hazard. You got, let's see, right at the start of one of the ending levels, it's just a wall of spikes that insta kill you. You dash wrong or don't jump on a platform properly, you're dead. And that's in the first few seconds of that level.
Oh man.
Today's stream is better than
And I
last
mean,
night.
I remember you saying during the last podcast as well, because like some levels are so hard, and then the last boss is like super duper easy, and it's like, come on, at least be consistent.
Exactly. That's kind of how it is in this game actually, because the mid game, let's say the mid to late game bosses are super hard, and then the last level is just like nothing. It's like a pushover for the most part.
Here's
It's
the thing, Nacho was freaking down. I was not even playing. That's how bad the game is.
exactly.
Oh my god, you weren't even playing? I thought you were playing and you were like
No,
raging because you were playing with Sirius.
no. He was doing the color commentary. He was just watching. I was the one playing through all of that. I was the one enduring all that shit there. And this game causes secondhand torture in people. I swear to God, it causes it to
And
osmose
Ryan
into
just
other people.
losing his goddamn mind. Oh my god.
Oh my lord, that was a classic. If you haven't seen that, when you get a chance to, please go check it out. The entire stream is just pure torture. For those who weren't there last night, it's well worth it, I assure you.
Yeah, I will go back and rewatch that VOD because that sounds like hell, but it also sounds hilarious just watching it, like
Exactly.
slowly descending into madness.
It absolutely was. Oh my goodness, and speaking of slowly descending into madness, my god, these last few episodes of JoJo, they keep getting better and better. And in some ways, they make you smarter and you realize what's going on. It's like, oh, I see that's how it's going. But in some cases, you're like, oh my god, what's going to happen now? Are we really going to go through with this again? Because
Yeah, because it's like it feels like everything is just kind of repeating itself, but
mm-hmm.
like a couple of generations later.
Exactly, yeah. Now we have a different crisis on our hands. We're on the cusp of World War II going on. This is right when Italy and Germany formed their alliance. Poland's about been invaded at this point, and you also have what's going on here. Let's see. Meanwhile, over in Mexico, JoJo's still fighting against Santana, I think it was, or San Vincent, whatever his name was.
Yeah, because I feel like they said that the subtitle stayed an error because like they say Santana something like that in the Japanese when they actually say it, but it is like Santiviento or something in the subtitles.
Yeah, I think they changed it around in the localization because of all the music references.
Yeah.
But which do you want to go with, San Viento or Santana?
I mean, like we could go with Santana because like it's a bit easier to say.
Yeah, for sure. It's a bit of a tongue twister. San Viento. But yeah, Santana has proven himself to just be like an unstoppable force of nature, even if JoJo's still finding a way to try and get around his defenses, because it's so eerie the way he does it. Like all of his body can just digest people into it.
I mean, it's so crazy because we haven't been able to see that before. I mean, like a little bit maybe with like Dio and stuff with his vampire absorbing people, but like not in this capacity of just being able to pretty much like absorb vampires, absorb like normal people or like hormone users, like pretty much anyone. And it's like so creepy how he can just absorb them and they like, yeah, absorb, they're part of him now as nutrition.
And it's just so eerie how the entire like all the body cells are basically like mouths feeding on people, and it just swallows people into them. Santana also means holy or saint in Spanish. Yes, it does indeed. Lily says, reminds me of how Wolfenstein Old Blood had a difficult boss, New Order had a difficult hallway and then a difficult boss. New Colossus, I just ran past the mini bosses and killed the final boss with just one shot. Jesus Christ, Lily. That sounds like a difficult time, but also kind of frustrating too when it's that much of a pushover at the end, especially in New Colossus.
Yeah.
And then, but it's also interesting too how JoJo, despite having weak hormone abilities, is able to continue on with the fight, because he's up against it though. He's this creature that can withstand any attacks. His skin moves like rubber. He can reform his bones to do whatever he wants with them, and just kind of it is kind of sealed off in the that enclosed chamber there. And then right as and also JoJo's up to his usual tricks too. But it's like he lost his hand. He lost his hand. Oh no! It's like bah. It's like and he starts wiggling his fingers around one by one. It's like yep, I'm fine. I pulled it back at the last second, so no worries there. I'm like, you son of a bitch, JoJo. I love you.
The way he's not able to be like serious for like anything really, it's like it's so refreshing as well. Just seeing him just mess around and still be like, nah, like I'm fine. And it's like, god damn it, I got worried for like 1 second, but like, okay, fine.
Exactly. He does a great job of just either misleading both you and the audience and both the audience and the enemy characters too. He's just so good at doing that. And I think on top of all that too, I think when they finally figure out that's like, wait, this guy has similar powers to a vampire. Let's draw him outside and do it. After JoJo, I think, basically channels his hormone, allows himself to get eaten by him, and while he's inside of him, channels his hormone into his blood there and blows him in half.
Yeah, and it's very, very creative as well how he just thinks of this on the spot, being like, yeah, but like, if I can't pierce him because he's too tough on the outside, I can just go inside him and just use my hormone powers there. And it's like, but if that didn't work, you would be dead now, right?
Exactly, but JoJo is just that he's just that cocky, that skilled, and that lucky, I guess. That makes him awesome.
Yeah, it does. I absolutely love Joseph. Like, he's awesome.
Like, again, it's just so, like you said, it's just so refreshing to see that in the main character. Like, someone who's willing to just play with their characters and just, like, toy with them for a while. But it doesn't mean that he's invincible at it. He can still get his shit kicked. But at the same time, he's not going to have fun doing it. And that's what makes it great. It sounds like Ant-Man going up Thanos' ass.
I mean, that's pretty accurate.
That's a bit of a disturbing image, but it definitely works. Like, can you picture Thanos just expanding from the inside and blowing up? Oh my lord.
Yeah.
And, so after they blow him in half, they're getting ready to leave or whatever, too. And they're trying to get him outside there, and that's when, Santana latches on to Joseph right there. Let's see, starts holding him down there, starts weakening him by draining him from the inside, leaving chunks of his body on him there. And that's when, what's his name, von Stryholm, I think it was?
Yeah, Stryholm, yeah.
Yeah, Stryholm, the SS officer. Let's see, runs past JoJo there after finally getting back to his senses. Let's see, jumps to the front there, tries to get the door open, gets pulled back, and it's like, oh, this is the end, isn't it? They can't get the door open. He's mere centimeters away from it there, and he says, JoJo, grab one of the axes off the wall there and cut my leg off. I'm like, you had axes on the wall the entire time?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually, because, like, I didn't think of that in the moment, but now when you said that, I was like, wait, but yeah, he did, but why didn't he use the weapons to begin with?
Exactly.
Yeah, when he said that, and like, chop off my leg, and JoJo was like, are you fucking kidding me? And it's like, oh.
It's like, no, I'm ready to do it in the line of duty, so I'm like, you know what? I don't like this guy, but that's pretty fucking gutsy. And
I mean, it's kind of interesting how they try to paint him as like a bad character to begin with, but then also like trying to paint him as a good guy, and it's like it's a little bit like, yeah, I still don't like you.
It's conflicting too, because it's like, of course he's a bad guy. He's a Nazi, for crying out loud. He's SS, like the worst of the worst. So yeah, you're not supposed to like him at all. But it's like, though, it's gutsy doing what he did, though. Like, just lops his leg off, gets the door open, and they chuck him out there into the sunlight, starts weakening him there, and that's when he goes through the open wound into Stryholm's leg, and starts trying to absorb him from the inside. I'm like, they can fucking do this shit now? Which makes sense, considering he got through ventilation shafts. Why couldn't he go into a person? That totally makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense, but at the same time, it's also like, oh my god, like, how are they gonna defeat him? Because, like, now it's kind of much like they need to, like, kill Stroheim in this case. And it's like, okay, but, like, it's not like he deserves to live in that kind of way, but at the same time, like, what?
Exactly.
Like, JoJo, like, he is, like, he's not that kind of dude that would just mercilessly kill someone just because he needs to defeat someone as well.
Let's see, America avoided a lot of Axis war criminals after World War II, right? That's right, yeah. I am indeed familiar with Operation Paperclip on that one. That was what helped America get the space program going. Because a lot of the V2 scientists and other people that were involved there helped form NASA. And, yeah, for those who aren't aware, that's basically what happened there. Chief among them was Werner von Braun, who was the architect of the V2 project. Which was the world's first, like, cruise missiles in a way. Well, the V1 was more of a cruise missile. The V2 was more of a rocket.
That makes sense.
Let's see. So when you see the technology with, like, Tomahawk cruise missiles or whatever, those had the basis in the V1 buzz bomb during World War II. It's a very similar design too, with a similar pulse jet engine. Only it has more like computer guidance systems on board to get it from target. Stuff like that. Use German science to beat the Russians. Exactly, yeah. It is strange but true. But at the end of it all, though, Stroheim takes the next step there, pulls out one of those stick grenades they used during the war, the Stielhandgranaten. Those were actual weapons in World War II. Pulls out there, let's see, pulls the pin on it and says, "Listen to me carefully, Joseph. There's more of these pillar men out there. They're in Europe." And sure enough...
Yeah, and at this point, it was like, I was like, oh, so this is what JoJo is actually gonna be about. All these pillar men that like needs to be defeated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, but like, is it gonna span like several different generations of trying to kill all of the pillar men? Because like, it seems like quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Plus, we don't know how many there are, at least until the first few episodes or so.
Yeah,
And then Stroheim blows himself up to get the get rid of Santana. Santana jumps out of there. Let's see, fights JoJo once more, and then JoJo, using his knowledge of where the sun's placement is, spots the well overhead there, and drops him into the well. And he says, "You're not getting out of this one. It's high noon. The sun's gonna come directly down and reflect off the water and on below it." It's like, oh crap! Now I'm dead. And he starts falling apart right there and turns into a stone statue at the bottom.
Like, JoJo is so lucky he has all of this knowledge for like no reason. Otherwise,
exactly.
He would be dead in so many times.
Precisely. I guess he has the devil's own luck in that sense.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Like, Joseph, if we're not counting Dio here, like, he's one of the luckiest characters that I've seen so far in JoJo. Like, way that he's managing to just get himself out of situations, or in situations also for that matter. Like, it's very interesting.
Exactly. He's like a combination of Joseph and Dio in one person when you think about it. He has he's got Jonathan and Dio. And he what's it called? Go away advertisements. He's got Jonathan's good heart. He's got his personality and characteristics there, but he also has Dio's brashness, cockiness, and overall attitude.
Cockiness and like the devil's luck from Dio, pretty much. Like, and it is interesting how they're kind of combining these two characters into the next Joestar. Like, it's very brash, but also like very kind-hearted and like cares about people, even though he's not trying to show that he cares that much about people, even though it's evident that he does.
Exactly, because don't let his appearance fool you. He definitely cares about people, even if he comes across as a bit aloof and overall cocky, like when he rescued Smokey, for instance.
Yeah.
And and as we'll see, there's another side to JoJo as well, considering when he heads off to to Italy, I think. Then, but first he goes to goes to Washington to the Speedwagon Nation headquarters, and they have the remnants of Santana put under UV light, which makes sense considering he's a vampire. You don't want him to get free.
Yeah.
And then on top of all that, he's got like as soon as there is a snake to try and attack him there, and the snake fuses to him, which is freaking crazy.
I mean, yeah, because that also shows that Santana isn't truly dead yet. He's just turned himself into stone, and he can pretty much reawaken at any point, because like the only thing that's keeping him from reawakening again is pretty much because he's weakened in this state, and like I don't feel like this is the last time we actually see Santana.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if we ever will see him again at this point, because now that he's basically sealed away somewhere under Washington, what's going to happen then? And they better hope and pray that the power doesn't fail, or those light bulbs don't need to be changed.
Right.
Because heaven help you, it's like, sir, the bulbs are starting to flicker. Oh no, oh no, 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 no.
Damn, you would be screwed if that.
Exactly. Like, how are we going to get him back to the surface in time? And heaven forbid it's a rainy day, too, on top of all that. It's like, you better have some UV lights going over top of him, and that's the end of it. But,
yeah.
Let's see, so then, they find the whole sculpture, too, of the other Pillar Men on there. There's, like, 3 other ones, too, I think. AC/DC, let's see, Wham, and Cars. Let's see, again, more band names ahoy in this one. It's like what are the odds you have you have three ancient vampires from 2,000 years ago, all named Santana, Wham, AC/DC, and Cars. and they're all
I
doing.
still love the names so much. Like as soon as they said like AC/DC, I was like, really?
Yep, they went there. I think there was a band called The Cars, but there's also a song called Cars by Gary Newman. So
Oh yeah, that totally makes sense.
So I'm trying to figure out which one's which. Maybe it's both at that point. And so the next point of contact is to meet somebody over in Italy, I think in Rome specifically. And let me just say that whole bit where Joseph gets the squid ink spaghetti is absolutely hilarious. Where he's like, what the hell is this? Grabs the waiter by his neck. And he's like, you expect me to eat that over there? There's ink in my spaghetti. It's like, it's supposed to be served that way, sir. It's squid ink spaghetti. And he starts, just like taking a bite out of it. It's like, oh my god, it's delicious.
Yeah, that's pretty much like the whole basic of like, don't judge anything by its cover. Like,
Precisely. As people who have faced Joseph learned the hard way, too.
yeah, that's true though. And I mean, I just love like Joseph and Caesar's first interaction as well, like that, that whole thing. Oh my god.
Exactly, because he starts seeing him, like acting like a Casanova in public, and he's like, I can't stand guys like that. Starts getting all high and mighty. It's like time for a little hum-on prank there. Flings 3 bits of spaghetti noodles at him, which and sees like kissing this one woman there, and he just knocks him right back at him with hum-on energy. They go through his wine glass. It's like, this guy is hum-on too? And it's like so who's this guy over here? It's like the name's Caesar. Caesar Zeppeli. And I'm like, yes, the Zeppeli bloodline is back.
I was like, I knew we were gonna see the Zeppelis again. There's no way they were not coming back.
Hell yeah, I was looking forward to it for so long too. Because the Zeppelis are by far some of the coolest characters in the series too. Especially with Baron Zeppeli too. It's good to see his grandson coming back as well.
I mean, yeah, and it's cool to know as well that like after Zeppeli died in that first part of the series, that his son also took up and learned Hamon not to take after the torch from his father, and then just passed it on to Caesar as well. And Caesar just kind of being like, but we Italians, we have the strongest family bonds in the entire world, but you dare to tell me you didn't even know about your grandfather? And then Spielberg was just to intercept, like, whoa, calm down. I didn't tell him about him, okay? Like, he didn't know anything.
Exactly, yeah. I'm sure Speedwagon has reasons for keeping it from Joseph in the first place. But all the while, Joseph wasn't going to stand for having his grandfather insulted either, because he was like, your grandfather stood by while mine died on his behalf. It's like,
it was because of your grandfather that my grandfather died, and he died for nothing or pretty much anything like that,
It's like, I wouldn't say he died for nothing, though, considering he managed to defeat Tarkus and also helped him defeat Dio as well. Even if Dio wasn't fully killed, it still managed to take him out. You alright, Nadja? I think you cut out there for a second.
Yeah, my internet cut out for a second, but it's fine.
No worries. So what were you saying? Sorry?
I mean, I pretty much said that, like, it's interesting to see, like, also JoJo trying to defend his own grandfather, being like, he's not gonna be able to stand for his grandfather being insulted, because Caesar was being like, yeah, but my grandfather, like, he died for no reason, protecting your grandfather because he couldn't stand for himself. Like, Joseph being like, come again, like, you dare insult my grandfather? You were speaking of family bonds 5 seconds ago.
Exactly. It's like, don't talk shit about somebody else's family when you want your family to be talked shit about. It's that simple.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, don't act so high and mighty when you're ready to do that. And you can see they're already off to a rough start too, considering how JoJo's not willing to hit women, and how Caesar uses another woman that he's romancing on the streets there to transfer his hormone into, and uses her to beat the shit out of Joseph.
And he's like, yeah, but you were not even able to win against a woman. Like, Joseph being like, yeah, well, you won't be able to win against a pigeon.
Exactly, yes. Hello, Raiders. We're being raided today. Metal Hattie and Company. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you all are having a great day so far. We're just talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and we are on episodes 13 through 18, I believe, with this one, and talking about the battle against the Pillarmen and the meeting of Joseph Joestar with Caesar Zeppeli. So how's your day so far? Hope you enjoyed your stream, by the way. And for those who aren't aware of either of us, my name is Sirius. I am a Pyromancer VTuber who occasionally does podcasts and plays video games occasionally poorly, sometimes greatly. It depends really on the time of the day. And with me today is my amazing co-host Nadja. She started out as a VTuber recently, did her debut some time ago, and she is a huge Genshin Impact fan, same with Honkai Star Rail, and a whole bunch of other games as well too. She is amazing with it. So give her some love if you get a chance to. And by the same token, for anybody watching out here, give Metal Hattie some love as well, too. Shout out to Metal Hattie over here. Hang on one second. And got you covered, my friend. I was playing some Mahjong. Very nice. And thank you so much for the raid. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. And for those who also don't know, I also, let's see, Nadja also has cat ears, too, which I can turn on at will, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a very nice toggle as well.
Let's see. So where were we anyway? Sorry about all that. So now there's basically trying to fight each other there, and while Jojo's getting his shit kicked by the woman infused with Hamon power, who probably has no recollection of what's going on whatsoever, I'm wondering, like, how is this even happening right now? How is she not, remembering any of what's happening? And then, sure enough, at the end of it all, when he's going back to kiss the girl again to release his Hamon, a pigeon flies out of her mouth and smashes Caesar in the face.
That was so fucking funny because I didn't even know what Joseph meant when they said, like, you wouldn't even be able to win against a pigeon. And then that just happened. And I was losing my shit. I was laughing so hard.
That was so good. It's just so unexpected. It's like, how did Joseph have the foresight to put a pigeon into somebody's mouth when Caesar wasn't even looking? Was it while
How did he even manage that without him looking?
Like, did that happen when he was busy getting his shit kicked, or what happened? I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, because I thought at first when he was doing that, it's like just some random insult. Just go like, yeah, well, you could beat a pigeon.
So as well. Like, it was just like shit talk, like he always does, and then
yep.
Sure enough.
Sure enough, like you said, it's just like a girl. Let's see, a bird in the mouth is worth two in the bush. I don't fucking know anymore. My God, it's just like. I'm just imagining what that poor girl's mouth was to taste like afterwards. She's just probably got feathers and God knows what else in her mouth at that point too.
Yeah,
it's like
when she comes to, she's like, what the fuck happened?
And she's probably like, oh my God, I gotta get treated for avian bacterial infections. It's like, how would that even, ugh. That's a scary thought though, somebody actually being able to do that to you.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also like the fact that like just imagine like getting a pigeon in your mouth and like ugh.
Mm-hmm. Who knows what else was going on in the meantime too. Oof. So, as we were anyway, I'm sorry about that. We go off to the that one site in Rome where they where those German soldiers are uncovering the Pillarmen from that one big mural. I think it was near the Colosseum or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they're driving over there, and and Caesar's one friend Mark, who's a German soldier, is like, I got big news. I'm getting married next week, and I'm like, yeah, you're dead, dude.
Yeah, as soon as he said he was getting married to his girlfriend, and Caesar was all excited, being like, yeah, and I was his wingman, like, and all of them were so excited. I was like, yeah, you're gonna die soon.
Yeah, that's a death flag right there. You might as well say you're 2 weeks from retirement, too.
Yeah.
It's like, I how... what did you think was going to happen? It's like, it's like, boy, I sure love being alive. I love life so much. Nothing could possibly happen to me in the next few minutes.
Right?
It's like I'm collecting my IRA, I'm 2 weeks from retirement, and I'm getting married next week too on top of all that. So what else could possibly happen today that could make my life that much where, oh yeah, I'm dead? And then...
And I felt so bad for him as well because he was so excited. And I was like, yeah, buddy, you're not getting out of this alive.
That's a death flag right there, I'm afraid. So it was good while it lasted. Cherish those memories, but unfortunately it's going to be the end right there. Because sure enough, they start realizing what's happening there. A hole opens up in one of the Pillar Men's heads, and they start sprouting like horns out of them, impaling the soldiers there, and just like covering the UV lights with blood. So that allows Wham to break free. He then frees his comrades, and it's like I'm not too sure what to make of them at first. It's like I know the series is full of like half-naked beefy men fighting each other at 100 miles an hour, but still, kind of like Dragon Ball Z in a way.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, my first reaction to these 3 Pillar Men was pretty much like, oh no, they're way stronger than Santana, because they could speak, like, the language, like, pretty much instantly. So it showed that they were much more intelligent than Santana, and I was like, oh shit, here we go again.
Exactly. I'm guessing Santana was just their janitor or something like that.
Yeah, or something like maybe like a servant in a past life or something, but like they were not joking around.
They really weren't too, because it's like oh my lord, how can you even compare that level of power though? Because even in his present state, Santana was difficult to fight against. And
and I was like, there's no way that like none of them are gonna be able to beat any of them, because like JoJo was barely able to beat Santana in his current state, and like these are like 1,000 times stronger.
Exactly. And once they get to the Rome site there, sure enough, Mark, the guy who's getting married next week, happens to walk nearby there, and one of the Pillar Men just brushes past him, absorbs half his body into him, and kills him right there.
Yeah, and also it's kind of heartbreaking. You see Caesar like just being like, no, and also being like, Mark being like, please just kill me, and he just kills him out of mercy, and being like, okay, fine. Exactly,
just absorbs his hormone into him at that point, or life force, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then we have the whole encounter with the other Pillar Men, where I think Wham is still busy trying to fight JoJo and Caesar at the same time, but neither of them can land a hit on him. Because as soon as he starts popping his whole bubbles there, Wham just like immediately pops all of them in one go. It's like, you used your hair. It's like, no, it wasn't my hair. It was the wind. And sure enough, he gets like all these massive cuts across his face. It's like, damn it, it's like I can't see it in my eye. I'm going blind. And then JoJo's just like, Mr. Ryland, you're gonna be fine.
It was so funny when he just went up to Caesar, just poked his eyes open, and we're like, nah, you didn't get your eyelid cut. Like,
it's like you're good, dude. And it's like I'm good. My best friend died.
Like a whole thing of like being like, stop being so dramatic, jeez.
Exactly. And that's just what makes the whole dynamic great too. It's like, because in spite of how either one of them claims to be superior over the other, they're both kind of drama queens in a way.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, but pure and simple though, neither of them can take on Wham in their current state. There, it's the point where Cars and ACDs are like, it's like, Wham, we're going. We'll see you outside.
Yeah, I mean, like, that cockiness of just being like, we're just gonna leave this to you. Like, we have fought all of these Hamon users 1,000 years ago. These are no issues as well. Just take care of them. We will go. Like, just meet up with us when you're done.
And the whole bit where JoJo's just playing dead and inching his way toward the minecart, and Wham's just looking back at him. It's like, huh? And then he's just getting further and further away. And gets into the minecart, and it's like, huh, you're trying to escape, were you coward? It's like your friends behind. It's like, no, I wasn't trying to leave them behind. I was trying to get you away from them. Knocks the minecart loose and goes deeper into the mines.
I think that was so funny when like he was just crawling away, just trying to like get to the minecart, and like the narrator just coming in being like, "So is JoJo is gonna continue being the hero of this story because well, he's trying to run away right now."
It's like Mr. Narrator guy, that's appreciated, but if you have to explain it, I'm not sure what you mean. It's like I love the frequent fourth wall breaking in the series too, but it's like if you have to explain that now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's like, as you'll soon see, he'll still remain a hero. I'm like, you could have just let the story run its course there. We wouldn't need the explanation there. It's like it's appreciated, yeah. But still. And then the next thing you know, sorry, go ahead. You're good. Sorry.
And then just like them going with the Minecraft like card as well, being like, and JoJo being like, shit, I didn't really think this through because like now I'm in a really bad position, but like Speedwagon and Caesar can get out at least. But like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Exactly. You know, this nigh invincible vampire guy who's over 2,000 years old, has killed countless Hamon users before you, and is about to make you his next meal. So how do you get somebody out there who's probably prideful to begin with? He says, and he thinks to himself, well, I'll appeal to his pride. And that's kind of how he does it. He just goes in there and says, well, I'm not powerful enough to fight you right now, but I can beat you in a month. It's like, what was that? I said I can beat you in a month. What do you think of that, Mr. High and Mighty? He's like, It's like, very well, I'll grant you a month. And he's like, yes, I can finally get out of here. I've stalled him long enough. It's like, however... And then he puts a poison ring around his aorta. It's like, in a month's time, that ring will dissolve. You better be strong enough by then, otherwise it'll see poison out of it and you're gonna die. And the antidote is on my lip ring. And then, of course, not to be outdone, AC/DC pops in and says, I'm gonna have some fun too with you, and puts a poison ring around his windpipe. And the antidote for it's in my nose ring, so if you can beat me, you'll get that one too. And so that was a whole big appeal to pride there, but of course Cars doesn't get in on it too because he's more calculating, I think.
Yeah, and I feel like Cars also feels like JoJo at this point in time is not really worth his time. Because I feel like Cars, out of all of them, are probably like the highest ranked. Probably. So I feel like he's kind of underestimating JoJo in a sense, but also it's like it's not wrong that JoJo is not really worth his time because he's not strong enough to deal with him.
But I'm just surprised they went along with it too, because all conventional wisdom would have said, no, don't give this guy the time he wants. Don't play to your emotions. Just kill the guy right then and there, and this will be over with.
I mean, yeah, that's why like. I mean, like, AC/DC said that himself, like, he normally wouldn't bother to kill other people as well when he thought he killed JoJo to begin with, and he was gonna take care of Speedwagon and Caesar as well, like, I mean, like, dude, that was what you said, like, just a couple of minutes ago, like, are you gonna give him time to beat you? Like, yeah, I understand that you guys don't get, like, tough opponents that you can fight against, but, like, come on now, that sounds a little bit sad, don't you think?
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. It's like there's only a handful of Hamon users left in the world there. You could have this over with easily, but it's like, but nope, you gotta go and do it. You gotta do it the hard way because that's the law of villainy, I guess. I don't fucking know.
I guess.
It's like, why even go that route? Why do you even do something like that? Why just... You have him right there. Take him out. And then, sure enough, this gives him the opportunity that he needs to get out of there, but all the while, JoJo's busy just freaking out. It's like, God, I thought I was going to get a month or so. Why didn't I ask for a year instead? And then, of course, it's like, well, you made this bed, JoJo. You got to lay in it now, so...
I mean, like, it's pretty much like, this is the bed you made. Like
yep.
you gotta lay in there now.
Exactly. So now you have 1 month left in order to get the stuff taken care of. Otherwise, you're as good as dead.
I mean, I do like the thing though, like that AC/DC and and Wham was pretty much like just knowing that if they would actually let him go, he would probably just run away. So they were like, okay, but fine. But we will give you the rings, and if you don't comply with the rules we have set up, like you will die. And like then you need to follow it.
Exactly. It's to basically show he's not a bullshitter either way. And JoJo kind of is a bullshitter, but he's also a good bullshitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's just that good at that good at just like faking people out and making them see things the way he wants to be seen. Like he's a con man, but he's a good con man.
I mean, yeah, that totally makes sense because that describes JoJo perfectly, like the way he thinks and acts and like
exactly,
trying to lure people, like and trying to calculate his opponents as well.
And that's his real skill, as he puts it too. His best ability is reading people and being able to anticipate their actions that way, as well as just generally improvising, even if it means hiding a fucking Tommy gun in his jacket somehow. I still can't get over that.
So fucking funny.
It's like, where did he get that? I still can't get over that.
Where did you have the fucking space to keep your gun?
I just don't get it. It's like, and on top of that, I think he also had a grenade too. I forget, and a whole bunch of grenades. It's like, how do you fit the stuff there? That's against like civilian possession
like,
laws.
In the same fight as well, like just keeping a big ass gun and like several grenades.
Exactly. And on top of all that too, he then goes right back into the and Caesar's telling him to get his shit together. And says now we're gonna go to my master's place over in Venice. And then they're asking that one person at the gondolier to take us out to the to a certain island or whatever. And it turns out the gondolier is actually Lisa, the person that they were seeking out in the first place. And that was an interesting first interaction too with between her and JoJo, considering how she's impressed with JoJo being able to walk on water by himself there using Hamon, but at the same time, she just easily kicks his teeth in and puts a mask on him to try and help him regulate his breathing.
I mean, I feel like that's actually really funny in a way to introduce Lisa. Lisa, like, obviously she's a hormone master, and like she can acknowledge JoJo in a way that she's impressed, but also being like, you're far too away to like be able to like even go up against me. So like, here you get your little mask and like learn how to breathe. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, woman?
And of course, he has the mask slapped on him there, and all he can think of right away is just getting revenge on her immediately. It's like, how am I going to get back at her? Am I going to strip her down? Am I going to torture her for a couple of hours? And it's like, she's offering to train you, dude. Show a little bit of compassion here.
Yeah,
but that isn't in his character.
Like, she's doing her best. She's trying to make you not die in a month when you need to fight them again.
Exactly, yeah. It's like humility is not in that man's cards. I swear to God, but it's so good to watch.
It's so funny, like because JoJo is not one of those characters that gets put in his place a lot. So like when he does and he gets really angry about it, it's just really funny.
Because he's so used to being in control. That's one of the main things of being a confidence trickster. Those people just have to be in control. That's their personality quirk. Yeah. It's like if they aren't absolute control freaks and they aren't in control of the situation, then it kind of it gets under their skin and they can't function that well. And
that's
so
true. Yeah.
And so they kind of like default to violence right off the bat. Which is kind of scary in a way when you think about it. I wouldn't want to be around somebody like that.
I mean, no, not really. I mean, like, maybe if we were good friends and, like already had that kind of, like, friendship. But, like, getting to know someone like that would be a little bit tricky. Being like, I think I'm good, though.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't know if that person's lying to you or trying to take advantage of you in one way or another.
Yeah.
Because if you have a con man on your side who's your good friend, you're A, grateful to have them on your side, but B, you need to watch your ass and your back pocket too to see if your wallet's still in there. Because you want to make sure he's not stealing it from you, because those kinds of people can can kind of weather vane from side to side. And but thankfully though, JoJo is one of those people who wants to help people out, so we're definitely in luck on that one. We're lucky he's the hero of this story.
I mean, like, if he would have turned into the villain, he would be a very difficult villain to fight.
So which is why we're thankful to have him as a hero, so God bless you, JoJo.
Please stay a hero as well, like, that would be very nice.
Pretty please, yes, thank you very much. And then, so they head over to the island in Venice, they start doing their training there. It's like, since you have a month left to beat these guys, we're starting right off the bat with the ultimate warm-up. Let's see, the Hell Climb, or whatever it was called. And speaking of hell, they're giving me another bean to eat over here. Let's see. Hello, Liz. How you doing today? Good to have you around. Good to see you care as well. And it's a sriracha. Let's do it.
Downy does more to make clothes softer, fresher, and better. Because sometimes your work shirt needs to be a soft.
There we go. Anyway, sorry about that.
It's fine.
I still never get used to eating these beans sometimes because the trouble is the sriracha beans and the Carolina Reaper beans look so similar to one another. The difference is that the other beans have dark spots on them. The sriracha ones don't.
Okay.
But even then, a few ones can slip through the cracks. And so I'll wind up eating a Carolina Reaper one instead and burning myself very badly.
Being like, oh shit, this wasn't what I planned.
And then I'll be like Daffy Duck for 5 minutes. But, so they head over to the Hell Climb thing there, which is an interesting concept too. And they get pushed right down into the pit there. And it's not even water at the bottom, it's a whole thing full of oil.
Like, imagine just being in a pit full of oil and being like, how the fuck do I get out of here?
And then and then it's like, you had to use your hamon to climb the wall. And this brings us back to a point that Caesar mentioned as well too, considering you have to use your fingertips, not just your whole hands, in order to climb or to attack, because there's more focus on a fingertip than in your whole hand, because you waste energy that way, as he said. And that's Caesar's...
I mean, I do like that Caesar also tries to tell him, like, try and teach him, like, even though he says several times, like, I don't like you, and it's like, and he's still kind of being like, yeah, but, like, you gotta think about this, because, like, you pretty much waste energy if you try to use your hormone like you do all the time and trying to get it through your entire palm. But if you concentrate it to a certain part of your body, like your fingers, you will not waste as much energy. And it's like, it's really kind of a...
Exactly, because there's more, when you think about it though, the palm covers a wider area than your finger does. And you expend more energy that way trying to cover a wider area, and then, whereas with the fingertips, it's more of a concentrated point. So you'd have a better way to focus it in that direction. So that makes a whole lot of sense, actually. And then that's how he's able to get onto the wall and start climbing and doing his thing there. And it takes them like several days getting up the wall too, on top of that. And of course JoJo, being his usual lazy self, spots a crack in the wall, or in the pillar. Is like, I got a break finally, and then hits a switch, which activates a high pressure oil trap, which starts flying all over the place from the center of the pillar. And it's at such a pressure that
it looks at him and being like, JoJo, what the fuck did you do?
I can't help but wonder if he had to get this big sheepish grin beneath his mask at the point. It's like,
I mean, it probably did.
It's like, I didn't mean to do that, even though I was kind of totally trying to take a break and get my way around this thing. And then,
and like, it was not like Lisa told you, just like when you started this, that if you do not use Hamon, like, the tower will reject that.
And sure enough, the oil's being sprayed at such a pressure that it cuts anything that goes into contact with it in half. It's like, how are they going to get around this one? And it takes some doing, though, but Caesar gets the idea to use both like negative and positive Hamon energy to to counteract the force of it. And I love the way they think in this episode, too, because they're trying to figure out how to get around this thing. Now that there's a big trap in the way, now what do? It's going to kill you if you try to get near it through normal means. But if you rechannel your hormone energy and use that to your advantage, it won't affect you. And then Caesar winds up on top, gets to the top of the pillar, and then you see JoJo's got to try and figure out a way of getting around there. And of course, poor Caesar's trying to beg for mercy on JoJo's behalf there. And I'm like, no, just let him do his thing. He's got to figure it out for himself. He's going to try some do or die stunt or whatever. And then sure enough, JoJo goes, it's do or die time. Let's go.
I just love how he said that as well. As soon as like Caesar started pleading a bit with Lisa being like, please, he's not able to get out of this alone. Like, can we please help him?
Mm-hmm. And then that's when I think one of the most brilliant moves I've seen so far comes out as well, because it shows JoJo thinking on the fly on this one as well, where he uses his hormone to ride the oil's currents to get out of the situation, and uses its momentum to fly to the other side of the wall and climb up. And Lisa's going like, he says, well, no one's ever climbed the wall that way before. I'll give you credit for that. And sure enough, JoJo almost falls off the edge there, but Caesar pulls him up.
Yeah. And I mean, at this point, it's like, okay, you guys have certified yourself as best friends now, I see. Like, great. I love this, actually, when rivals becomes friends, because it's such a good trope.
Exactly, yeah. And you can bet they're still going to try and, get under each other's skin in some way. I'm just sure of it.
I mean, they're both that kind of people that normally wouldn't get along because they're both so headstrong. But
exactly.
At least in this, like, they at least have like a common goal and a common enemy, so they need to get along.
Exactly. And then trying to think too. So once they have that taken care of, then they start training with those other two guys. Let's see, Loggins, and who was the other guy again? I'm trying to remember who it was.
I think the other guy was like Messina or something.
Messina, yes, like Jim Messina, the guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jim Messina and also Kenny Loggins, like the Highway to the Danger Zone. And then so they start training for a while longer. The days go by, and then it's getting up against it now, because now JoJo only has roughly 6 days left before the rings finally take effect. And so they have to go in and do even more stuff now to get themselves back on track. So they have their final test ahead of them, where Caesar fights against Messina and JoJo's to fight against Loggins. And they also mentioned that I think Lisa was the guardian of something called the Red Stone of Asia or something like that. Yeah,
she is the guardian of the Red Stone of Asia, which is probably like the stone that the Pillar Men are looking for, because if they can combine the Red Stone of Aja with one of the masks, that mask will pretty much become the mask that will give them enough power to stand against the sun.
Exactly, and they can't have that happen. And so all the while they're looking for for a super stone of sorts, and that's going to make things far more difficult. Because while regular stones of Asia can refract the sun into into almost like a laser beam of sorts, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah. And I mean, I just love how it just keeps escalating. Like, even if you don't think about it, it just keeps escalating.
They call it a bizarre adventure for a reason. This is totally bizarre in so many respects. I love it.
Yeah, I know. And it doesn't stop, and that's the great thing.
And then from there, let's see, and this is where it gets interesting too, because while Caesar and Messina are fighting for their final battle, let's see, JoJo is now able to has to go up against Loggins, but unfortunately, Loggins is already found dead there, with AC/DC being the culprit.
I mean, like, when this happened, I was actually very surprised, because, like, if he would be fighting any of the Pillar Men, I was expecting Wham to be the one to be fighting him, because like AC/DC felt like he was higher in rank than Wham to begin with, because like Wham called them both like lords and stuff. I was like, wait, but like, okay, he's gonna fight AC/DC. I didn't expect this, but okay, like, I guess, because like Logs is dead.
So that's going to make things about 100 times more interesting, because now JoJo has to fight against one of the Pillar Men right off the bat. And he's got to use his wits, because even now his training still isn't complete. This is going to be a final test of his abilities. So now he's fighting them on a bed of spikes, no less. Let's see, like Ace, and it's interesting too, the whole contrast, because AC/DC can just walk on them with no injury whatsoever, and JoJo has to use his Hamon to get across the spikes.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too. I was like, this is a really nice parallel, actually, like seeing how AC/DC is like a living dead in a way, and like JoJo is living, so he needs to protect himself from that.
Exactly, and now they have, and just the way they go about the fight too is also interesting, because they're trying to outwit one another. They're talking about Sun Tzu's The Art of War, and how it's like victory's already been declared. I already have a plan up my sleeve, and how he uses the this one bit of thread to cut off AC/DC's arm, and then and then manages to destroy it, so it's just nothing but bone left at that point in time. And then AC starts having a temper tantrum in the middle of the ring and starts crying over his lost arm.
I mean, when that happened, when he started bawling his eyes out, I was so like JoJo was pretty much me. I was so taken aback. I was like, wait,
like, what?
Is he having a tantrum? Like,
it's like, why is he doing this? Why are you? It's like, can't you just regrow it or something like that? And he says, well, it says, I feel better now, after just bawling his eyes out for like 5 minutes. And then... I feel like
it's like fair enough, but at the same time, like, are you gonna have a crying tantrum in like in the middle of a fight? What are you doing?
And then, sure enough, he goes over to Loggins' corpse, takes his arm off, and just grafts it onto his body again, like nothing ever happened. And it
was so weird. I was like, what?
I thought I could just grow it back. I didn't think that was an issue for them, because I don't know how their anatomy works, but I thought you just grow another arm back out of that. And what else? Losing my train of thought. I apologize. My train of thoughts are often runaways, people. I apologize. But
it's fine.
I
mean, I wasn't expecting AC/DC to be like one of those villains that have like the firepower though.
And then how he just managed to like boil his blood to like 5,000 degrees.
It's like, it was crazy.
Because he can just like set his body on fire, like launch boiling blood out of his body. And again, the whole body horror thing in this series just kind of gets me off in some ways. Like, I don't mind heads exploding or things like being blown to bits, but at the same time, though, when he just unhooked his fingernails to shoot his veins to them, I was like, ugh. It's like, why are you doing that?
Because like when it comes to anything like veins, like veins, like anything like to do with that, and like nails especially, because I just know how much that would hurt if you would do that in reality.
Yep.
Like, sure, he's a living dead, so he doesn't feel anything, but holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that. It has to hurt like hell, though. Just pulling your fingernails up and out of the thing there to extend your veins out of it. It's like, how do you do that? Why would you do that? Oh. Especially considering I saw that one scene from Higurashi, and that was just like, ugh.
Getting Higurashi for flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen that series, by the way, on an unrelated note? Have you seen that at all?
I've only seen clips of it. I tried to watch like a couple of episodes of it, but like I couldn't watch it. Like, but that was back in the day as well. Like, I haven't gone back to it in a very long time.
I mean, if you do, I'm warning you. That series will give you nightmares.
I mean, I am sure of it. Like, Higurashi is said to be the worst horror series of all time.
And I went into it not knowing what to expect there, and I had nightmares for about a year after that.
Man.
Like, I still have thoughts of the whole fingernail removing torture device. That was horrible. And that's
I saw a clip of that, and I was cringing so hard.
That's what.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. It's like no, thank you. Can we never do that again, please?
I feel you though, because it's so bad. I was like, no.
Oh. It's like how would you even do that? It's and not manage to just it's like I get boiling your own blood, but whatever. But it's like I just can't. I really can't. And then summoning his veins to try and attack and drain JoJo from the inside out there. They sense something's wrong with him. He's going down there. They see the glass crack with the wine. That's also another callback to the whole thing with Baron Zeppeli from the start.
Yeah.
It's like I sense JoJo's in danger over here. But sure enough, he's managed to dodge his way out of trouble there and get the drop on him once again. And he says, "You're wondering why my hat's getting smaller too. I laid a whole line around the arena too." And he's like, "You think I didn't see that there?" And cuts all the strands there. Goes in for the kill, starts dripping hot blood onto him there. And then, of course, JoJo's like, "I've got you now." It's like, what do you mean? It's like, this is a pose of victory right here, not cockiness. And then it's like, I bet you can't read me now after turning the tables on JoJo for much of the fight there. Which was kind of cool of ACDC to do because he actually turns the tables on his reading abilities.
Yeah, I was thinking like the tables have turned for real when now it was AC/DC who was able to predict what JoJo was gonna say, and JoJo was like, "Hey, that's my line. That's my quirk."
Exactly. And they start going. Just the whole bantering back and forth is so good between those two. It's like you have two magnificent bastards fighting each other in the middle of the arena. It's great.
Yeah, I love it.
And on top of all that, too, let's see, at the end of it all, JoJo's like, "You only cut one of the ropes there. I left another one nearby, too, for me to use and cut you down." And sure enough, he just wraps the rope around him there. And even as AC/DC's trying to boil his body over to send more fire out of him, he just manages to destroy him in the process, and that was that. And
it was really cool how that fight just went, because at some point it actually felt like JoJo would lose, and at first I was thinking that Caesar would maybe need to come and assist him, and then logins were like, "No, but we need to prioritize the stone, we cannot go and help JoJo, if he's gonna die, so be it." And it's like, son of a bitch. But okay, I get your reasoning, but at the same time, what the fuck?
Exactly, there could be more of them on the island too. You don't know if the other ones got onto the island to begin with.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, as the whole thing's going down there, as he's finally beaten AC/DC there, the whole body's just like nothing but mush now. And he says, "Well, it was a good fight, though. I respect him for coming this far. And yet I feel bad for him. He lived a full life. So my respect goes out to you, AC/DC," and walks off there, not realizing that his brain is clinging to his back.
And JoJo just being kind of stupid, being like, "Why is my back feeling so heavy?"
Well, gee, I don't know. Maybe it's because you have the brain of a 30-foot tall ancient god on top of your back there.
Right, it was like, JoJo, come on. Shouldn't you at least check your back if you feel like something's wrong?
Exactly. And it's like his brain is as dense as that thing is as heavy. I swear to God, sometimes.
His brain was so big, though. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I just don't... It's like, how do you not notice that and not even think to look around and start saying, "I think I'll turn around and pull this thing off my back," or at least get a mirror and look into it or something. But it makes me wonder, though, if these things are vampires, and that thing has a body part there, would he still see his reflection on there, or would the brain not cast a reflection? I'm trying to think of how that works.
Still attach the reflection, because as we said, or as they said earlier, when Wham was attacking Cars, because Cars stepped in his shadow. So I feel like they still should be able to get off reflections, even though they're vampires.
I guess so, yeah. AGV's Whooper fan, hello there. Welcome to the chat. How you doing today? Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday, whichever time zone you're in right now. Let's see, we're just talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and just having a good time. The usual stuff.
Yeah, JoJo's been a good ride as usual.
It just keeps getting more and more ridiculous too, and I love every second of it. I just can't get enough. And
like, it's definitely one of those shows where like you start watching it not knowing what to expect, and then you start watching it and being like, this was so good though. Like, what the?
Exactly. It just draws you in, and you get more and more. I'm finding, and y'all, so far so good. Just enjoying Sunday, enjoying life, and just chilling with my bestie over here. Like what's not to like?
Yeah, I'm doing good too. Thank you for asking. Like, it's been a very good Sunday so far.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, JoJo is both a blessing and a curse. It's true. It absolutely is, especially in the earlier episodes too.
The earlier episodes, like it started with a bang, it ended with a bang. And, like,
mm-hmm.
It's so crazy.
And let's see. So as we were now, they're heading back into the house though. And JoJo starts flirting with Susie Q, the housemaid. And let's see. And all the while she starts freaking out. It's like, there's an intruder in the house. Somebody help him. Somebody help. It's like, it's me, JoJo. It's like, but you came with a mask on. It's like, you ever saw without a mask on? It's like, not too bad looking, am I right? And she's like, in your dreams.
But the way she just didn't recognize him because he didn't have the mask on was so funny. And them being just like,
I know, right?
but like, are you really JoJo though? Because like, you don't look like JoJo. And he was like, what do you mean?
It's like, wouldn't the clothes tip you off at least or something?
Yeah, I mean, like, eyes, clothes, or like anything. Like, you could at least see his eyes, you know?
Mm-hmm, exactly. And she said, the AVGS says, I have watched some of JoJo, but most things I know is because my friends won't stop talking about it. Gotcha. That's totally fair. And they have good reason to not talk about it, too. It's a fantastic show. So if you get a chance to, please finish it all off. It's great. Let's see, May. Hello, how you doing today? Hello to you too, and Happy New Year to you too as well. Happy New Year, the Dragon.
Yeah, hi May. Hope you're doing good. Happy Lunar New Year.
It is the Year of the Dragon indeed, which is making me wonder as well. Because I was asking May this earlier too, and I'm wondering as well, is the Year of the Dragon lucky for dragons or unlucky for dragons? Now that I think about it, but I digress.
I feel like in general, dragons, like the Year of the Dragon, or like the Year of the Zodiac that you are in, usually for most of the lore in Chinese Zodiac, like whenever it is your year of your animal, it's usually very good luck.
Gotcha. All right, well that's good to know at least. Let's see. And speaking of luck over here, this takes us back to the next tangent over with JoJo, how he's able to peep in on Lisa in the bath. And how he's basically mugging to the camera the entire time.
Like, he always just peeking on her, being like, looky.
It's like a nice shot over here. It just turns to the camera and goes, nice. I think he spoke for all of us on that one, if we're being honest.
I mean, she's a very good-looking woman, like...
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, it's his lucky year then. Let's hope so. I sure hope so, May. Let's see, Whipperfan says, oh yeah, talking about JoJo, my friends bought the deck of cards they used to name the stands in Part 3. Really? That's pretty cool. I gotta check that out at some point. Let's see, but yeah, you're not wrong though, Nadja, though. Lisa is a very good-looking woman, and they don't hesitate in letting that be known. Because she's right there.
I mean, because she's like in the bath for the majority of the episode. I was like, okay, fan service, go off. Like, I'm not complaining.
And just straight up showing her butt too, for crying out loud. I mean, really.
I mean, yeah. I mean, why not?
I was not expecting that at all. I was like, well. And then the next thing you know, it's like they start seeing Susie Q acting strange. It's like, wait a minute, wasn't she just down at the pier a moment ago seeing the mailboat off? You're the fan service, says May. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, it's like let's see Susie Q doing her thing there down at the stop, and the next thing you know, she's back upstairs in an instant there and starts acting very strange. I'm like, yeah, that's not her. That's got to be AC/DC, isn't it? And sure enough, it's her. It's him inside of Susie Q's body. And we're like, you motherfucker. It's
yeah,
like,
and I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, you son of a bitch. Like have none of y'all learned that usually it doesn't work taking over living people?
Mm-hmm. Because they will find some way to get you out of there. And they're trying to do it like time and time again, all the while ACC is goading them on there while chewing Susie Q's face to shreds. And then on top of all that, it's like, let's see, Lisa's just going, go in there, take her out, do what you gotta do. It's like, but I can't do it. I can't hit a girl after all. And then it's like, unless we did different kinds of Hamon or something like that. And then we're calling back to when they were scaling the tower with the different kinds of Hamon, which was a very nice touch, I might add. They go,
I mean, yeah, I love callbacks like that. Like, we actually learned this new power. Let's implement it in some other scenario that is really needed to do in this situation, because otherwise Susie will die.
Exactly, yeah. And on top of all that, he gets in, let's see, Caesar uses negative energy to affect one part, JoJo uses positive energy to affect the second part there, and it manages to expel AC/DC's brain there. JoJo grabs it there, and they're going, what are you waiting for? Finish him off. It's like, no. The sun will take care of the rest here. And just holds out toward the sun there, and the sun just finishes him off right then and there. It turns him to ash. And that's the end of AC/DC, and his dirty deed done dirt cheap. I had to throw a music reference in there. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I mean, like, JoJo at this point in time is like all about like music references. So.
Exactly. And yeah, he was trying to do a dirty deed pretty damn cheap too, especially going inside of Susie Q's body. It's yeah, like what kind of guy does that? Apparently some ancient vampire creature thingy. But that's besides the point at this point.
To be fair, like, the world was very different 2,000 years ago.
That is true, yeah. And let's see, so they get that whole thing resolved there, but they made off with the Stone of Asia, though, is the problem. They managed to steal it and get it out to a different source. So now, let's see, but fortunately, though, Lisa is able to use her Hamon abilities to discover where the stone's heading, and discovers that it's headed off to St. Moritz over in Switzerland. Which is an important thing, too, considering it was neutral territory during World War II and pretty much any time in history.
Yeah, it was. That's definitely true, and like it's very interesting to see, like, as well, like, also, like, separately also touching on like the whole alliance between Italy and Germany as well. Like, they're just working together, and like just being like, JoJo, I know you're Englishman, but I guess you can come along.
Yeah, exactly. Which kind of brings up a different point too. I'm not too sure how I feel about Caesar being friends with the Nazis either. That's kind of like a I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I'm kind of weird about that.
I mean, yeah, I'm a little bit iffy about that as well, just knowing history as it is right now. But like, as they are living in that period as well, like, it is a fact that Italians and Germans were in alliance. So it does make sense that Caesar is like friends with the German soldiers and stuff like that. Well,
sure, yeah, that does make sense in that context, though. So I guess it makes sense given the those are the alliances back then. That's how they worked in one way or another. But even so, and it wouldn't be the first time that opposing sides, made friends in one way or another. To go into a bit of a history tangent, there's a story of this one fighter pilot and a bomber crew. It was this Allied bomber, like, it was an American pilot, I think. They were just limping their way back to England. They were on like one engine left. They were about ready to crash. And sure enough, a German fighter comes nearby and starts, they think they're dead, but the fighter didn't open fire. In fact, it actually escorted them back to Allied airspace and flew off.
Oh, damn.
And many years later, when they were at a meeting of war survivors there, the two crewmen of those two planes met each other and became friends.
Huh.
Like how's that for crazy? And they've been friends ever since then too.
That's actually really cool. I didn't expect that, but that's really cool.
Exactly, yeah. It just goes to show how anything can happen in a time of war. Like even basic bits of humanity can still come through. Like it's absolutely crazy. And AGV says, "Well, I was watching JoJo. It was like I was like, one, I don't understand anything, and two, wow, that's so cool. I didn't. It's very well explained, and still don't understand it though." it takes a while to wrap your head around these sorts of things too. I totally get that, but it is what it is. It's definitely well worth looking into, because you learn a lot of stuff that way, both about the series as well as bits of history too, even if it is a bit far-fetched in some respects. But because I'm pretty sure there weren't hormone users back in the actual 1930s, or at any point in history.
Probably not hormone users. No.
Unless there's some secret society out there, in which case, please contact us. We want to meet you. We want to learn the secrets of hormone as well.
Putting on the conspiracy foil hat.
And you start seeing all kinds of other weird podcasts popping up. It's like saying hormone is real.
Right.
Like I once knew a friend of mine who actually tried to obtain similar abilities to those in the SOS Brigade from Haruhi Suzumiya.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he actually had a whole focus group going on and stuff like that.
Damn.
And I'm like, I think we were all back in high school at the time, but I was like, I appreciate what you're trying to do here, but I'm not sure it's gonna work, dude.
I mean, it sounds a little bit far-fetched, just trying to learn all the secret of the secret, like SS Brigade.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it quite works that way in real life, but it's like, but more power to you, man. I mean, I'll admit I was a bit of a chunibyo back in high school, but still. But that's besides the point, though. So they head on over to Switzerland. They get through the customs. They figure out where the package is going to, and all the while, Susie Q and Joseph are still busy hitting on one another. And what else? There's like once you finish healing your early wounds, and we'll get back together again. I promise you. I'll come back alive. And she's like, "You better, you idiot!" and throws a rock at the car. I love that banner so much.
Between Joseph and Susie, though, like, I didn't expect that romance, but like I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely, because it starts with like in your dreams, and then she like turns around and says, "You're actually kind of hot, you know."
Yeah, she was like, "You know what? I'm actually not gonna beat around the bush. Like, you're actually hot."
It's funny how it works out that way sometimes, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you never know how it's going to turn out. So they head over to Switzerland, get through customs there, only to find that the Germans have beaten them to it, unfortunately. And then they hear honking from behind there, and sure enough, Messina starts cursing out the car behind them, and it's chock full of German soldiers.
Yeah.
And that's how it's
and
like,
it's
oh
just
shit.
crazy
Yep.
seeing them gone in as well, and just being like, "We found a package."
Mm-hmm. And then, sure enough, the head officer grabs it and takes it with him. And then we start hearing these weird mechanical whirring noises from him too, which is like, that's unusual, but okay. There's probably something going on. And then we discover, and there's another scene too, which has a what was it? Another bit involving villains and dogs. Only in this case, it's where it shows cars seeing a dog on the street nearby, and a literal car with two drunk drivers is going down the road there at full speed, about to hit the dog, and Cars actually saves the dog.
Yeah, Yeah, and that's also an interesting touch. Being like, okay, but like he cares enough to save dog, but like doesn't have no like recollection of like care for like human life itself, which is kind of interesting. I mean, like, granted, like those people shouldn't be driving like the way they did, and probably in the process killed the dog as well. But like, it's just an interesting contrast.
Exactly. Maybe he came from a society where they valued animals more.
Maybe that's a good point.
And considering they value them more than Dio ever did, which already puts Cars a notch above Dio in my book. Like he's still he's still a villain and more calculating, but at least he didn't kill somebody's dog out of spite, and didn't turn other people into chimera of each other with animal parts.
Yeah, I mean that's true though. Like I will never ever be able to forgive Dio for what he did in that opening episode. It's like holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I already respect Cars a whole lot more for that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I want to know more about Cars as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing, like, in the next episodes as well, when they hopefully go into more of his character.
True. And that's a good point, though, Whoopers fan. He says, especially the reason is he's more in harmony with nature. That's a fair point as well. And the main that cover group is the Joestar, because we have the exact numbers and genders. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Let's see, and then we see Cars approaching this nearby chalet where the package is located. And just from sensing the heat in the room, is able to tell how many people are in there, determine where they are, where they're positioned, and kills 5 of their people inside there, except for one guy sitting crouched down in his chair. And he's like, "You're quick. I'll give you that much." So I thought there were 5 people in the room. It's like, "Yep, it's me." And sure enough, the other person in the room is in fact Major Stroheim, back from the dead, and fully cyberneticized, I think.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see him, because when they first got him like as like the leader of their whole brigade, being like, we got the package and stuff like that, I could instantly tell he was Stroheim, but at the same time I was also questioning like, how the hell are you alive? You got blown up into pieces.
Exactly. How the hell did you come back from that? It's like ain't no way. But then again, this is a group that managed to build a whole pressure-sealed containment area with time bombs and flamethrowers and machine guns, while keeping it hermetically sealed from sunlight. So it wouldn't surprise me they had some sort of ability to cyberneticize him, even if I don't know how. Funny how Cars is the strongest Hamon user. I wasn't aware of that, though. We haven't quite gotten that far ahead yet. This is where we ended up leaving off, so I didn't know that.
It's actually interesting. I didn't know he was able to use someone.
Until now.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean... So not for nothing, Whooper fan, but please no spoilers around here. I didn't want to. I don't want to go too far ahead into the series, please. We still want to have something to discuss next week either way. But that's besides the point, though. But it is interesting to see how the different villains interact with each other, as well as how they go about like living their lives or whatever. And if he is more in tune with nature, that would make sense with how he respects animals more than he does with humans. It's funny, you guys go from the super serious to the super silly chaos of JoJo. It definitely is. I'm really sorry. No problem. It's fine, Whooper fan. It's fine. Don't worry about it, dude. It's totally fine. You're good. It's all good. I'm not gonna chastise you for it. Just letting you know. Let's see. If I sound gruff, it's just how my voice naturally sounds. Unfortunately, I sound kind of hoarse all the time. But I can assure you, whenever I do my podcast, I do it with a smile. So I'm never grumpy unless there's something big going on. And that's something I am trying to work on too.
You're good. No worries about that.
Because it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, thanks. No problem. But it is an interesting contrast too, because even though there is silly chaos going on in JoJo, it is still in some ways a bit of serious business. Happy gruff, yes indeed. I kind of sound like a grandpa half the time, even though I don't mean to. I'm like, I'm still well into my 30s, but I'm nowhere near that grumpy. I swear. I just sound that way by default.
But I mean, yeah, it's very different to shows. Like definitely super serious and like very very realistic in that sense. And like JoJo is like all over the place, but also like it's a mixture of like chaos and like jokes, but also like being kind of serious at times as well.
Exactly. We have all kinds of stuff to deal with now. We got like got this bad guy doing this stuff over here. This guy being heinous. This guy's and there's the fate of the whole world in your hands there. But everyone's gonna do it in a super silly way. All while doing the dramatic poses and flexing in one way or another.
All the dramatic poses.
It's so good, isn't it? I love it so much.
Like whenever they do it, I just start laughing at it because it's so funny.
And you just wouldn't expect it either. I went to a couple of conventions before. They had panels on how to pose like JoJo characters. Like, I'm not even kidding. They were like people just like, it's like, okay, so tuck your back inward like this and move your chest out like that and then turn your arms around this way and hold it there for as long as you can. With like whole diagrams and shit on how to pose properly.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
It's like the goofiest yoga class in the world, I swear to God. It's like can you imagine walking into a session and then just being like that? Having like maybe upwards of 500 people just trying to stand around in different poses?
But that would be just so funny. Imagine like 500 different people trying to get into different poses and trying to learn how to pose like their favorite characters. That's so much fun.
It's like I don't even know. And let's see. Furthermore, how many people just bowled themselves over doing that, or fell onto walls or hit their heads in some way? Did they have to sign a wager before that happened?
Also, like, if you haven't seen JoJo as well, like, and you see all of that happening, and it's like you're just starting to think like, wait, all of these people are not jobs. So we're like, what are they doing over there?
It's a new kind of yoga. Exactly. It's like I like what you said too, Nadja. I love that. It's like, can you imagine some outsider walking in on that, like you said, and just, it's like picture you're doing that. Picture you've never seen JoJo in your life, never even heard of it. What would your first reaction be to that?
I would be like very like, what are all of these weirdos doing? I have no idea. I'm just gonna back out. It's like
you there, come along with us. So it's like master the ways of JoJo's bizarre adventure. And I'm not gonna lie either. When I first heard of JoJo, the only series with JoJo in the name that I ever heard of was when my cousin was watching JoJo's Circus. And that was some kids show for like babies or whatever. I'm like, is this some sort of new thing or whatever? And I'm like, wait, what is this even? Like this ain't no kids show.
Yeah.
Let's see, JoJo poses hit or miss. Do it right and gain 3 more years. Let's see, and do it wrong and die on the spot. It's like,
I mean, pretty much.
Imagine if that was the caveat going in. Like, how many people do you think would stick around for that? It's probably.
I mean, some crazy JoJo fans would.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, like the JoJo fan base is some of like the most dedicated fan bases I've seen.
I can see why too, because it's just so well done. I love every second of it so far. Let's see.
Yeah, and it's just really interesting that a lot of people are in consensus that like JoJo only gets better. Like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Like it just gets better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And May says same reaction I would have to regular hot yoga. This is too much time to get the fuck out. I hear you there. You mean the kind where it's like over 100 degrees in the room and everyone's just sweating their balls off? Is that the kind you're referring to when you say hot
I mean,
yoga?
that would be pretty much my reaction as well. Be like, time to get the fuck out.
Exactly. And it's like, yeah, F that, says May. I don't blame you there. But it's kind of this one routine I was hearing from one of my favorite stand-up comics, where he's talking about relaxation techniques, and it's like, you just stay in the middle of the room going like, first, take a nice deep breath, take your left arm and throw it around your neck like a scarf. Then curl up on your toes, arch your feet, and relax. And he's going, I can hear my foot bones cracking.
Oh my god.
Pray for all the dogs in JoJo, especially Danny. Yes. I will never forget what happened to Danny. It's why I always fucking hate Dio for that. That will never, ever leave my mind.
Like, Dio is wild for that.
Mm-hmm. And so the guy says, I got a better idea for relaxation tape. It's like this. Grab your favorite pillow, curl up on the couch, throw this tape out the window, and relax. Like that would make for a far more easier relaxation tape. Let's be honest about that.
Right.
Because especially when you get older too, and your body's not what it used to be, you can't really bend in those ways. Imagine that soft voice teaching you JoJo poses.
That would be funny as fuck.
It's just like what's it called? It's like first, take your arms, pose them in an unnatural way, bend your spine like a pretzel, and move it forward, jutting your chest out, tugging your butt inwards, and relax.
Oh my god.
First of all, break 4 ribs, and then break your legs. Let's see.
I mean, pretty much, because that's pretty much what JoJo poses are.
Exactly. Bend your spine into a pretzel. It's like, how would you manage to do that anyway?
I know, right? Oh my god.
Then twist your neck into an accordion like you're in a Looney Tunes cartoon. And relax. I laughed way too loud at that whole thing. I'm glad I didn't disappoint May. It's like, but seriously, I want someone to do that now. Just do a whole fucking fucking JoJo's Bizarre Yoga. It'd be like a Jazzercise or Pilates or something like that.
Like, imagine like one of the voice actors, if like I'm sure if JoJo has a dub or something, but like if one of the English voice actors would just do that, and that would be so funny.
Oh my god, if we could actually do that, that would be amazing. That would just have Ben Diskin voicing all of that, which would be amazing. So I think, because I've actually heard Ben Diskin's voice too, which would be hilarious as hell. It's like first, take your arms and throw them around your neck like a scarf. Then bend your spine into a pretzel like this. And relax. JoJo's Bizarre Yoga hosted by Sirius needs to be real. That would actually be that would be difficult as hell because I'm way out of shape. But I definitely will be getting myself back into it for that. I guarantee it. Everything find the JoJo pose class until you hear a cracked spine. It's like that.
I mean, pretty much, because all of these poses are insane, and it's like,
exactly.
Yeah, just dislocate everything you have. It's fine, man.
It's like first, remove your shoulder blades and bend your arms backwards until you can grab your butt with both hands. Even though you already can, but it's like, so you grab your butt cheeks with your opposite hands. And thank you for the random Bean Boozled bean. First, open the box, flick the spinner, grab yourself a habanero bean, put it into your mouth, feel the burning sensation, and relax. Regular yoga's insane. I don't think we're that far off.
That's actually true, though. Like, yoga is actually insane.
You know what? This actually gives me an idea. I need to have the yoga voices redeem.
Oh my god.
Just giving instructions on how to kill the how to kill enemies in video games. It's like, first, approach the enemy with your Mega Buster drawn. Open fire, shooting as many shots as possible into their frame. Wait for them to keel over in a pile of rusty parts. And relax. Oh my god, I don't know how I did that with the with the habanero bean burning my throat on top of all that too. I don't know how that happened. Seriously? I love it. Yoga voice redeem. I will definitely do it. Do it like Zeppeli. Dislocate your arm to reach longer. Yes. You'll be like friggin' Hitmonlee in Pokemon with your arms instead. Because those things can actually stretch their arms out even further than normal.
Oh my god.
Or their legs, rather. Whew! That was a big one. It's getting right there on my tongue, too. Oh my god. I forget how much those habanero beans burn. They're one step below the, the Carolina Reaper ones. Because the Carolina Reapers will make me sound like Daffy Duck. These ones will just burn me for like 5 minutes. I don't know how I'm still alive right now, but I'm still doing it.
Especially with the yoga voice as well, as you said.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Repeat. And now absorb the energy of the sun. And relax. If I can do that while having a Carolina Reaper bean, that will be amazing. Oh my god, Yoga Voice Redeem is definitely going in the future. I'm putting that on my redeems as soon as the stream's over. Oh my god.
That would be so much fun.
Let's see. To expel the power of the sun, get on all fours, crane your neck outward towards your opponent, open your mouth wider than humanly possible, and say, I'm a-charging my laser, and go blog for the next 5 minutes, unleashing the power of the sun, and relax. The JoJo mascot must be like the Hamon frog. I think so. I'm glad we can make this a reality. Yes, indeed, May. We are making this a reality. Don't you worry about that. It's going to be so good. Oh, my lordy doodah. And I got to think, too, considering we have Valentine's Day coming up as well, I got to do something for the holiday. I'm just not sure what, plus I'm working late that day. I may end up doing a bit of a delayed stream for it over the weekend. We'll see what happens. We may have like a sort of, I don't know what. I'll figure something out, though. Which I want to mention, too, by the way, Nadja. Orion and I are doing a, for our next stream, we're going to be doing a Lethal Company together. You want to join us for that on Saturday for that?
I mean, yeah, if I'm up, yeah, sure. We'll be joining Little Company.
Awesome. I'd be glad to have you there. Because I remember...
Yeah, I haven't played Little Company in a while, so that would be really fun.
Absolutely, yeah. I remember we were playing with Ekravain and Tatones and all the others, too. That was an amazing time.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Just going through the mansions and just stealing all the stuff there, and then suddenly those horrible snow dog creature things just like lashing at the ship.
I know.
Hello, Misu. How you doing? It's a cutie again. I was gonna say, which one are you referring to, me or Nadja? I hope you're talking about Nadja because she's adorable. I gave her the ears again. In fact, we're both wearing the cat ears now on this one.
Yeah, the cat ears are really cute.
I'm so glad you like him too. I wanted to make him super cute for you. She says both. Aw, thank you, Misa. You're very sweet. Thank you very much for saying so. Now we're going to take a break, and then we will do the Thunder Cross Split Attack pose. The one that is that the one that Dyer did to Dio, where you split your legs and pull someone's arms apart and then aim for their head.
Yeah, that's exactly the.
Cat people rise, nya nya. Oh my god. Or as I would say on stream, fuck my life, nya. Which means I have to do this now, by the way. I gotta add it to the counter. I actually have an FML counter on this thing now. Where now I've said fuck my life nya 10 times. Damn it, gotta do it again now. There we go. So whenever I say that line, I have to put there the counter, or somebody in the mod team does.
That's so much fun, though.
It really is. This has been a hell of a ride for the stream so far, and for the series. I meant to say, sorry. The stream's always a hell of a ride. Don't get me wrong, but JoJo, my God, it's been absolutely crazy. And now we have a revived SS officer to deal with. So now how are we going to deal with that one? That's the question.
I mean, like, he seems to be all cyborg as well. Like, it's crazy.
Exactly. How's everyone doing? Doing pretty well so far. And yourself? We were just talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and the sheer ridiculousness of having actual panels with where people learn how to pose like JoJo characters. And we're just imagining it like JoJo's Bizarre Yoga.
And then we just got into a tangent with like Sirius voicing how to do different JoJo voices.
Exactly. I'm doing amazing. I'm glad to hear that too. That's great. Not really, but still. Well, I hope you're doing that. I hope you're doing amazing all the same though. But because I don't want anybody out there being unwell or being unhappy. Because this is a happy place. I want everyone to be welcome, be comfortable. And I want that off stream for everybody else as well too, because y'all are my friends. You're amazing people, and I don't want anything bad happening to any of you. And if anyone,
yeah, same. I mean, like, I feel really bad whenever someone feels bad or like doesn't have a good day, and I'm always like, how can I help? Be there to help you have a better day. Like, I want everyone to have a good day.
Exactly, yeah, and that's and that's just one of the you just gotta keep an eye out. We watch out for each other over here. We want to make sure everyone's happy and, taking care of one another. Words are failing me right now. I think the beans are getting to my head. But you get what I'm trying to say, though. It's like with Nadja and I and all of us here, we're here for our friends. We look out for one another. Because if you're not happy, we're not happy. And I get there are days when no one can be happy all the time. But at the same time, though, it's important that we, communicate with each other, make sure we're all doing well, and watch out for each other to make sure we're there in times of need. Because we don't leave each other hanging. Let's see, least of all you, Nadja. Head pats, head pats, head pats, head pats, head pats. I gotta give you all the head pats over here. Oh my goodness, doing okay, very happy. That's good to hear. Especially yoga class, bubbles bath. First, dip your arms into a large vat of bubbles. Then, channel your energy inside and wave your arms at high speed to fling bubbles and sewing material everywhere across the room. And relax. Let's see, a friend of mine went to a convention where he was a recorded message she left for me. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's really nice. Like Dia is one of my favorite characters in Genshin. I'm happy for you.
Very nice. I still need to get to playing Genshin, though. I really want to. I've been wanting to play that game for months now, damn it. I want to play it so badly.
I mean, you will get your chance when you're new.
I know. I want to share the same joy you did as well and talk about it with you. Amber May is just a slay queen. Nice. I love her so much. I don't blame you. Because Amber May is an awesome person, too. And I'm trying to think, too, the one guy who was the prison guard, I'm trying to remember how his name went.
Risley?
Yeah, Risley, that's the one, yes. Don't fall in the gotcha hole, please. It's too late for that. I used to play Contact Collection, so I've already gone into the gotcha hole many, many times. Same with Azure Lane, too. Yeah, Risley was actually voiced by, I think I mentioned it too, I forget if I did though, but he was voiced by Joe Zija. You mean Risley? Yeah. Exactly, yes. Yeah, and
Risley was the team man.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah, Joseph Zija is the fucking man. Like, he does so many awesome characters, and even in life he was a fucking Giga Chad too, because he used to be in the Air Force for quite a while.
Oh, really? He was in the Air Force?
Yep, he served as an intelligence officer in the Air Force, and did all kinds of stuff. Though he was a soldier for a long time, did intelligence operations, and when he got back home, he was looking for something to do, and that's when one of his friends suggested, you got a good voice, you should go into voice acting, but he had no idea how to do it, where to get started though, and he did just went there, got his feet wet, and trained with J. Michael Collins, who's also teaching me voice acting now too, actually. And
oh, J. Michael Collins is also really great.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. And what happened there? So he basically got his career going there, got a whole bunch of contacts, didn't know what to expect with anime, and there was one character in particular he was doing who had, I think it was either for Fairy Tail or Hunter x Hunter, had this very like raspy, froggy sounding voice or whatever. He gave that voice for the demo reel for the audition. He says, "That's perfect. You're doing that one for the next 30 episodes," and that almost killed his voice doing that. And he said in one of his lessons he said whatever you do, please don't go around doing these kinds of voices off the bat, because you don't know how it's gonna go. Make sure it's in a range you're comfortable with, and if you do anything like that, you're probably gonna wind up getting yourself shredded, and you can't do any other work or even talk normally for a while.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's really dangerous in a sense to just do voices that you don't know if you can keep up with them. Because I know it's the same kind of thing for for Zach Aguilar when he was doing like his really, really deep voice, because he's the main MC for the Traveler and Genshin.
Yeah,
that's quite a normal voice. But like he also does like Mooncarver, which is like super duper deep, and everyone is like, how the fuck do you do that voice?
It's all about range.
I'm like, oh shit, like, do I need to do this for like several like episode like hours now? And it's like I guess I can do that.
Yep. But yeah, above all else, taking care of your voice is key. You need to make sure that you're in good shape and that you're not overly straining yourself, because there was one person who did like a 30-second long scream, I think it was for Dragon Ball or something similar,
Yeah.
and his vocal cords were bleeding after that.
Oh damn.
Like, and that was a cautionary tale of what not to do in the voiceover industry. You had to be careful, because in some parts you have to go into that voice, and what happens if you get it wrong? You gotta go and do it all over again. Like, you gotta be careful with what you're doing.
That is true. You need to know what you're up to and like what you can handle with your voice, because like it can hurt you if you try too hard.
Exactly, which is why you have to what's it called? You gotta know your limitations, You know your limitations. You gotta know what your range is, what you can do, what you can't do. Try to exceed them if you can, though, but don't kill yourself doing it. The voice for Goku seemed like a minute straight when he did the Super Saiyan 3 transformation and nearly passed out. Yeah, I think that's the one you mean. I meant there in that case. That's probably the same guy. But you definitely don't want to kill yourself doing that, because that could mess you up for life, too, especially if you're not careful. But still, mad props to the men and women who do that sort of thing there, so keep on doing what you're doing. But for God's sakes, take care of yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, like, be careful with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, if I like a song that has screaming at a very high pitch, I still do it. You're an animal, Misu, I swear to God. Not just because you're a cat, mind you, but you're an animal for doing that. Oh, my lordy doodah. Oh, my goodness me. But but yeah, this is good. This is shaping to be a pretty good series so far. I can't wait to see where the next part of Act 2 goes with all of this. I think it was Battle Tendency. This chapter's called. I can't wait to see where this goes.
I mean, like, I have no idea either, because, like, I mean, I would assume that they would beat Cars and Wham and, like, every one of the pillars so far, but, like, what's gonna happen? Because, like, I didn't imagine that Jonathan would die in the first part to begin with, you know?
Exactly. In this case, you don't know what to expect. You don't know where it's gonna go. I'm hoping Joseph doesn't die, because he's too cool to die.
Yeah, I hope that he doesn't die, because, like, right now I'm very attached to his character, and even though I know we probably would get to know, like, different Joestars in part 3, but I hope he could stay around, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it would I think it'd be cool to see how they all get on in old age if they manage to make it that far anyway, because I don't know if they're going to live that long, because it's like what that one guy said, the Joestars aren't very long-lived.
Yeah, true. I mean, like, Hamon users never live long, I would imagine, because they always put themselves in danger.
Exactly, because there's one new threat after another, but what'll happen then, it remains to be seen in that case.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see, so, apart from that, anything else you wanted to go over today?
From JoJo? I don't think so. Well, like, I feel like we've covered everything that we watched so far.
I think so, yeah. But it's been a hell of a ride so far, and I can't wait to see where the next bits of it go, because this battle against the Pillar Men is going to be amazing. And if we already have one amazing battle...
Yeah, the climax is going to be amazing.
Especially with, the battle with AC/DC was already amazing enough. And the scene with Santana... Even if he was one of the lower-ranking guys, he was still very intimidating.
Yeah, I was scared of him. I was like, oh no, you don't mess with that guy. And then you realize he's one of the lower-ranked ones.
It's like, yeah, he was just a janitor that took care of the house. It's kind of like... Oh my god, that reminds me. It's like this one game I used to play as a kid, Commander Keen. And there was a level that was prohibitively difficult. It was lined to the brim with traps, instant-death hazards, enemies coming right at you from the start of the level. And once you made it all through all of that, you rescue this one member of a council who you think is like some super high member or whatever. And he says, sorry, I'm just the janitor for the council. I try to tell the bad guys that, but they wouldn't listen to me. It's like, this better be a joke. It's like, sorry, you're not mad, are you? And it just shows a very sour look on the player's face. And it turns out to have been a completely optional level, too, to begin with. You don't have to go there to beat the game.
Oh my god.
But most folks wouldn't know that either. They see this one level over there.
Yeah.
I think it was called the Pyramid of the Forbidden. It even has a giant hand on it, which is basically saying, keep away, don't come in here.
Oh, damn.
Like, there was a reason it was isolated from the rest of the game map. And once you go to it, you're stuck by mountains there. You have to beat the level to go back. So there's no way of getting around it, unfortunately. Once you get to it, that is. But anyway, I digress. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
Let's see. So let's see. So if that's the case, then who should we raid today? Do you think who's online that we can go and bother? I can see Luna Gabriel's got Red Lantern playing today. El Sky's playing Jackbox Party Packs. Let's see, Finley's playing Genshin Impact. Got a couple.
All of those are good guys.
Yeah, for sure. Though, anybody in particular you were you wanted to raid into? Let's see. I'll give you.
Like,
I'll
I'm
give
honestly fine with either. Like.
No worries though.
All of them are good friends.
But considering what's happening so far, I want to give you today's pick. Or if there's somebody else you might see out there that's online, feel free to go ahead and nominate them.
I mean, I think we can go with Finley then.
You got it. Finley Fish, get ready because we're going to raid your aquarium right now, my friend. Everybody get in the car, get yourselves ready because we are going on a raid, ladies and gentlemen. Wonder what he's doing in Genshin Impact today anyway. Because I think he was on a couple of quests recently, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was doing the latest event for Genshin.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I mean, hope it's going well for him. And, come to think of it, do you know how long the event's going to last for? I'm hoping to get on it too once I finally get my new PC together.
I feel like most of the events usually last how long the patch is. So usually like 20 days from the new patch.
Okay. Alright, that shouldn't be a problem. About 17 more days. Gotcha. Okay. That shouldn't be a problem then. But in the meantime, though, yeah, please give Mr. Finley Fish some love. Tell him, let's see, give him your best, though. Don't do anything that either of us wouldn't do. And just treat him like a gentleman, you know? Because he totally is a gentleman. He's a Giga Chad in every sense of the word. But as for now, I wanted to say thank you all so much for coming out today. We'll be back again next Sunday for the next episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And thank you once again for coming by. Thank you, Nadja, for being an awesome co-host as well as my best friend in the VTubing community. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No problem. All right, until next time, Novakins, good night. So long, sleep well, or enjoy the stream. Peace out. Good night.